So welcome everyone. My name is Judy Miller. I do some of the basic training webinars here. And today we're going to be doing my favorite webinar of all because I'm going to show you how to build out a simple campaign. A lot of people buy Infusionsoft and they're like, the campaign builder is so hard, but it's not if you know the two main ingredients. And I'm going to go over that with you today. I am recording it. Everything that I promised to give you in this webinar, I'll be sending you in an email about lunchtime. It takes me that long to get everything set up. Once you get the recording, you'll have access to my YouTube channel where you'll be able to peruse all the different videos that I have and the playlist, so you'll be able to go in and watch anything you want to watch. So welcome, buckle your seatbelts, and stay focused because we have a lot to go over today. If you have any questions, please feel free to write them in the little question box, and I will answer them either during the webinar. I like to stay focused, so I may get to them after. And you may want to write this down, but if you notice in the right-hand corner, under my picture, I have an email address that says basictraining@infusionsoft.com. If you have any questions that I didn't answer, or you do get a campaign done after our webinar, and you decide, hey, Judy, can you take a look at this and see if it's going to work? Email me, and I promise to get back to you. So let's get started. Yesterday, I introduced everyone to baby Bennett. Jeff's middle name is Bennett, which is the coolest thing in the world. And I wanted to share some other pictures. I got a photo shoot for him done on Saturday. It is so exciting to have a little baby in your family and to be able to get off work and be able to go see him. It's so much fun. So just wanted to share that with you so you guys can see another part of the happiness in my life other than getting to do the webinars with you guys. So that's Bennett. He's going to be a little baseball player when he grows up, and he's super, super cute. So by the end of today's webinar, you're going to be able to create a lead capture campaign, create a web form. You may know it as a contact us form. Infusionsoft just calls it a web form. So we just have different verbiage, same thing. I'm going to show you how to create a sequence. You're going to understand the basic ingredients of a simple campaign, and I'm going to show you how to get campaigns for free. And anyone that knows me by now knows that I love to get people free resources, and I love things that are free. So anything that I can get you guys for free is amazing and awesome. With your Infusionsoft application, you do have access to our Help Center. The Help Center is found at help.infusionsoft.com, and there you have access to our user guide. So if you want to learn more about campaigns, just type in campaigns and everything that you could possibly want will show up. It will have access to our tech support numbers and our chat line, which is 24/7, and also access to higher level learning. So if you're thinking, great, I got a campaign, but I don't have my e-commerce set up yet. How do I set up e-commerce? You can go into our Help Center, click on the webinar tab, click on the mastermind tab, and search for e-commerce setup or sell online, and those videos will come up. So we have lots and lots and lots of free resources for you to get help inside Infusionsoft, and you always have tech support in me. Take a break real quick and get a drink of water. And I'm back. So coming your way, as I said, I love to give out things for free. This document was created by one of our software experts, and she's now a partner trainer. Her name is Jill. So if you guys ever had the benefit of having Jill as your coach or somebody that you spoke to online, you'll be very, very happy. She created this PDF. It's about 5 pages long, and it has every single thing that you need to know about the campaign builder. So if you watch the recording again and you're like, hey, how do I navigate through this? It has navigation and a little box that has an arrow to show you how to get there. It's awesome. It's amazing. It's really, really, really going to help you keep it on hand, and you get that just for coming to my webinar. And again, I love free things, so that's why I include that. So Infusionsoft's Campaign Builder. Believe it or not, there's only 2 main ingredients for building out a simple campaign that can even get you to building out a complex campaign. Super simple. 2 main ingredients. The first ingredient is a goal, and a goal is what you want the contact to do. Hey, what do I want the contact to accomplish? What do I need that person to do? And it's represented by a circle in our campaign builder. We have lots of goals. You can see we have a web form is submitted, which we can call a contact us form. A landing page is submitted, which may be used for a Google ad or a Facebook ad. A tag is applied to a contact record. Maybe an email link was clicked. There's lots of different goals, and those goals are what start a campaign. You may call them triggers. I call them goals. We're going to focus today on the web form is submitted, so you guys will know how to make a form just in case you want to include that on your website or on a Facebook ad. Web forms can be used in different places. They can be used on your website. They can be used in a Facebook ad. You can make a bit.ly link and use that web form in a direct mailer or a postcard, and you can use it as a link in an email. Hey, you're on my list because once you asked for some information, I'm getting that information to you. Click here to get the information, and they can click there and it will automatically send that information. So web forms are awesome. That's why I'm going to show you the web form today. The second ingredient is a sequence. And a sequence is where Disneyland happens in Infusionsoft. This is where the magic happens. When a goal is achieved, when someone fills out a form, Infusionsoft will automatically push them into this sequence. And a sequence is represented by a rectangle with a clock in the middle. And even when you're sleeping, if somebody fills out a form, Infusionsoft will automatically push them into this sequence. It's amazing. I like to say this is where the magic happens. There's lots of stuff that can happen in that sequence. For instance, you can send off an email, an automated email. Put in a timer for 2 or 3 days and send off another email. Put in another timer and maybe create a task to send them something in the mail or to give them a call. All of this stuff happens in the sequence. So it's pretty powerful and pretty amazing. And that's the magic of Infusionsoft. So if you know these two simple ingredients, you can build a campaign. You just need to remember that a goal connects to a sequence. And guess what? A complex campaign is a goal that goes to a sequence, that goes to another goal, that goes to another sequence. And I'll show you an example of that later. Super easy. If you can remember this, you can build a campaign. So let me show you how. I'm going to go into Infusionsoft's Campaign Builder, and the way I get there is I'm going to hover over the Infusionsoft logo, come to the marketing section and down to Campaign Builder and click it one time. Now you can see that I have some campaigns in here. You may not have any, don't be scared. If you look to the right, and I'm going to get out my handy dandy little highlighter, there are 2 buttons to the right. One says Get Campaign Templates. And if you click on there, and I don't want you to do it now, but if you click on there, it will redirect you to our marketplace library where we hold a whole bunch of free campaign templates. There's a birthday campaign, sign up for an event, free tips guide, customer feedback campaign. There's all sorts of campaigns in there for free. They're like the Betty Crocker recipes that are already boxed up, so all you have to do is add water. Those are free for you. You can put as many campaigns into your Infusionsoft application automatically for free and start there. But since I watch the Food Network, and since I like to show you how to do things from scratch, we're going to come over here and we're going to create a campaign from scratch so that I can show you the different ingredients and what that means. So I'm going to click on the green Create a Campaign button. And I'm all about analogies. Somebody just wrote, I love your analogies. I'm all about analogies because it makes things simple for you. As soon as you click on Create a Campaign, this box is going to appear and it's going to ask you to name your campaign. The Judy Miller rule of thumb, name it what makes sense to you. If this is a newsletter campaign, that's what I'm going to call it. Newsletter campaign or newsletter sign up. Name it what it is, what makes sense to you, because pretty soon you're going to have 75 campaigns in there and you're not going to remember which is which. So name it what makes sense to you. If you have more than one person creating campaigns inside your app, have them put their initials at the beginning of it. And then you'll be able to say, oh, that's HP's and this is JM's. As soon as you name your campaign, you simply hit save and it will bring you into that blank canvas. To get back to the library, you just come to the left and click on that black toolbar where it says campaigns. To the right of that is what we named this campaign. If you decide, oh, I hate that name, newsletter spelled wrong, I don't like it, just come over to the actions button all the way to the right and you can just rename that campaign right there. So I bet you're thinking, the first ingredient that starts a campaign is a goal. So we're going to come over to goals. You would be right. And we're talking about a web form. So I'm going to grab the web form. Once I do, a blue bar appears underneath that. And all that's saying is, hey, please change the name of this form. Don't leave it web form submitted because that's generic. And pretty soon you're going to have 92 forms and you're not going to remember the name of it. So I'm going to just call this one newsletter sign up. Call it what it is. The only reason I hit the enter button after newsletter was so that the words don't bleed into the rest of the campaign. So if I put my sequence next to this, I don't want the words to bleed together. And that is the foundation of my form. I'm highlighting it in blue to show you. Now on Thursdays, I usually lose my voice, so I'm going to pause for a second, get a drink of water. So sorry about that. And I'm back. So we have our goal, and our goal is connected to, and I'm sure you guys are thinking, a sequence. So I'm going to come up to sequences in my toolbar to the left. I'm going to grab a sequence and drag it right to the right of that goal. Oh, something blue appeared on the bottom. That's telling you to rename it so you don't have 15 sequences named Untitled Sequence. So I'm going to name this Welcome and More. Name it what makes sense to you, because someday you're going to be looking for this sequence and you're going to go, oh yeah, that's what I named it. Now I need to connect them. We have the goal. I'm highlighting it in blue right now. We have the sequence. I'm highlighting it in blue. I need to connect them together. To connect any two icons inside of our campaign builder, all you need to do is come to the icon to the left, hover over it, that green arrow will appear, and you just want to grab that green arrow and move it all the way into the box. Once you do, those items are connected. If you want to get rid of an arrow, oh shoot, I didn't want that there. Click on the arrow. When those two little blue boxes appear, just hit delete and that arrow will disappear. Oh no, how do I get it back? Hover over the icon to the left, grab the arrow, move it in. Now, the foundation for my campaign is done. If you'll notice, it's gray in color, and gray means that it's not ready. It's just in default mode. We just made the foundation. We built the foundation of our house, but now we need to go build out the different rooms. So I want to build out my web form first. What I'm going to do is put my cursor right in the middle of that big circle, and I'm going to double click it. And because I told Infusionsoft I wanted to start out this goal with a web form, the web form builder is going to open up. Make sense so far? I hope so, because it's pretty super easy so far. The web form opens up in default mode and also in design mode. So you get to design this form. Do you want to make it look like the same form you have on your website now? You might. Do you want to make a brand new form? Yeah, I'm going to make a brand new form. It's in default right now. It starts out with first name, email, and submit. I want to put a title on here so people know what they're signing up for. So I'm going to come to snippets, grab the title, move it right on top, and let it go. Once I do, some Latin will show up, and I just need to highlight over that Latin, and I can change the title to Get My Awesome Newsletter. Put in some exclamation points. So I'm a little bit fussy, and the title is a little bit too close to the first field, so I want to make it look nicer. So I'm just going to come to spacer and put a space between the title and the first name, just like that. Super easy. First name is already there, but if you decide that you need the person's last name too, you may be a doctor's office and you're working with patients and you want to say, hello, Mr. Smith. You don't want to use their first name. First name is already there. Double click that first name field. This box will automatically pop up, and I'm going to pick last name too. I can also toggle between requiring that information or not requiring it. Once I hit save, last name is there too. Email automatically appears because we want to get their email address. And if you want to add anything else, like maybe your logo, you can add your logo by grabbing an image right here. Double click and add your image. And they're in alphabetical order, and I always pass the I's. And there we go, image is there. If you're going to post this on Facebook and you need to give the person more information about what they're signing up for, or you're going to make a bit.ly link, come to snippets and add some content to let them know what they're signing up for, and then put a space in there so it's not so squishy. So that's my form. It's pretty simple. I'm going to take my content out of there because it's all in Latin and I don't want to waste time writing something. I'm going to take that space out there too because it's too far away. I don't need the Infusionsoft logo because this may be going on my website, but I'll leave it there just because it looks nice. If you need to add other fields, Judy, I need their address because I'm going to send them a free DVD. I need their address because I'm going to send them a free pass. I need their phone number because I'm offering them a free consultation and I want to be able to give them a call. So I'm going to need their phone number. Awesome. Come to the field snippets and you can add any other fields. There's an address field, there's a phone field, and there's even a radio button if you need to have them make a decision inside that form. You can learn more about that by going to our Help Center and type in decision diamonds or radio buttons, and radio buttons will pop up. The last thing we're going to do on this form is I'm going to come down to the Submit button. And the Submit button is just a generic word, submit. And we don't really like that word that much. So what we're going to do is double-click that button, and you get to redesign your button, and I'm going to put Get It Now with exclamation points. Always good to put a command, get it now, sign me up, I want in, send it now. So that people say, yep, I want that, and it gives them kind of a directive to do. Save my seat, I'm raising my hand, get me that form, I want the free report, etc. I also have the option to change it to left, center, or right. And if I click on the Advanced Styling button, a drop-down will appear, and I can even change the color of my button and make it pretty. I want it to be teal. There we go. I can change the font. I can make the corners more round or less round, and I can even make my form bigger or smaller just by clicking on that toggle button size. And there is my form. Doesn't look very nice because the green and the teal, but boy, I'll tell you what, that button sticks out and somebody would definitely see it. May not be the best styled, but boy, somebody will see that. Get it now because it sticks out like a sore thumb. Now that my form is ready and my form is done, I'm going to come over to the right-hand corner where it says Draft. It's a little button that looks a little bit like a zipper, and I'm going to set that to Ready. And all that means is, hey, Infusionsoft, I changed the form. It's not in default anymore. I changed it and put some stuff in it. I added to it. It won't work. You don't have to be scared to put it as ready because it's not going to go anywhere. It's just in ready mode. Ready mode is letting Infusionsoft know in a visual when we go back to the campaign builder that it's out of default mode, and we changed some things. You can always go back and change things. Take a second to get a drink. And I'm back. Once we get done with our form and we come up and set it as ready, we're going to go to the next tab over from Design, right underneath the name's Newsletter Sign Up, and click on the Thank You page. And all the Thank You page is real estate for you to let that contact know, hooray, your form was filled out successfully and we got your stuff. That's all it is. You would not believe how many times I fill out a form, and I fill it out 2 or 3 times because I have no idea if it was successful or not. It just puts the form back out there. So this is great real estate for you to let your contacts know what to expect. I'm going to double click a great company because that's not my banner, and I'm going to add the correct banner, and I'm going to use the same banner that I used in my email so that there's consistency. And it automatically says thanks for filling out the form, but I can change that to you got it. It will automatically bring up their first name. So if I put the first name as Santa Claus will show up on their thank you page. We will contact you shortly. You can change this to whatever content you want. Hey, thanks for signing up for my newsletter. You should be receiving an email really shortly. Go and check. If you don't, please check your spam folder. Sometimes they have a way of sneaking in there. Now that's very whimsical. If you're a financial institute, you'll just say, please check your spam folder if you do not receive some information shortly. You'll use your voice, but let them know what to expect right here. Then you'll get a better open rate. The last part is click here to continue browsing. And you get to decide, where do I want to send them to after they get this thank you page? Do I want them to go back to my website? click on link, and I'll just put www.infusionsoft.com. And that's my thank you page, just like that. Super, super easy. Sometimes instead of putting Infusionsoft, I'll put just the word thank you there. I'll put an image that says thank you or an emoji with a smiley face. Whatever you need to do to let them know, hey, thanks, you're going to get what you signed up for. The next tab is the Settings tab. The Settings tab gives you the opportunity to be notified via email every time somebody fills out this form. Do you want to be notified every time? You don't have to be, but if you want to be, just put your email address down here where it says send email to and put your email address here. If you have more than one person that you want to be notified, put a comma and put their email address. Here's an example. I give away a free chapter to my book. I need their name, their email, and their address. My sister lives in Texas. She doesn't use Infusionsoft, but she sends out the free chapter of my book. So I want her to get the information. When somebody fills out that form and puts in their address, I want it to go to my sister Polly in Texas, so she gets an email that says, hey, a web form was filled out for my free chapter. Please send it to this person's name, this person's address, etc. The notification does not need to go to an Infusionsoft user. You can put any email address here and they'll get the notification. What's it going to say? It's going to put in the information that's on the web form with whatever you put at the end. A web form was filled out for my awesome newsletter. Yippee! And that's just going to go to me and whoever else I put in this string of email addresses. If you decide, I'm getting way too many notifications and it's blowing up my phone, just get rid of your email address and you're good. The last tab is called Code. You don't go to this tab until your campaign's published. It won't even work until your campaign's published. So if you take the code and put it on your website without publishing your campaign, it's going to look like the default form we made. And that would be a want, wouldn't look good. If you have a web developer, like I have a friend that said, Judy, I don't even want to see it. My developer's doing it for me. Can I just get that information to him? Yep. Click on Have Your Webmaster Do It. Put their email address here. Put in the message and hit send, and your web developer or whoever you send it to will get all the information they need. They don't even have to be a user inside Infusionsoft, so you never even have to see the code. If you're going to do it yourself, click on the Do It Yourself. You have 3 options, and all you do is grab that code, copy it, go to your website, and drop that code in a text box. Once you do, that form will appear on your website, exactly how you make it. The only difference between this code and the HTML code is if you use the JavaScript snippet and you make a change on your form and republish it, it will automatically appear on your website and you don't need to go replace the code on your website. So that's kind of cool. If you use the HTML code and you make a change on your form and decide, I put the wrong there and there, I put THERE instead of THEIR, you change it, you republish it, you have to come in and put the code back on your website for it to make the changes for you. So Judy, why wouldn't I just use a JavaScript snippet every time then? Well, sometimes a JavaScript snippet leaves off the submit button. Sometimes it doesn't play well with your themes. So you'll have to use our HTML code because the JavaScript doesn't work. So always make sure that you test it out and see how it looks on your website, because you want that submit button to appear. That would really stink if it didn't. If you don't have a website yet, hey Judy, I'm just starting out and I don't have a website. I'm getting it developed, but is there any way I can start collecting leads now or start running Facebook ads and getting people interested? Use our hosted version. Our hosted version is awesomely cool because all you need to do is take this URL, the one that everything showed up, take this one URL, and you can put it in a bit.ly link, You can put it in a buy now button. You can put it in an email. And if somebody clicks on it, that form will appear hosted by Infusionsoft. And I'll show you an example of it later. The only difference between this web form and the pretty URL web form is you can change the ending of this. Newsletter, sign up, yippee. I can just change what the end of it says instead of having 5BA03B. That's it. That's the only difference. To share this with your network, I'm just going to touch on real quick. If you click on the Facebook, share with Facebook, and hit publish, it's going to share with your Facebook personal page. It does not link to your Facebook business page. So I recommend that you use the hosted version. If you hit share this with your network and click on the Twitter, you can put whatever Twitter account you want it to connect with. We're going to go back to our campaign. And now that we created our form and set our form ready, it shows up in a different color visually, which is light green with gray stripes, meaning it's ready. Now we want to do our sequence because a goal is connected to a sequence. When I double clicked on the web form, it redirected us to the web form builder. It opened it up. When I double click on the sequence right in the middle, it opens up the sequence builder just like that. So it's pretty easy. It has a start button. You don't have to do anything to that. It's already green. That's just saying to you, what do you want to automatically happen next? That's all that button's saying. In fact, we should name it the what do you want to happen next button, because that's what it is. And you're thinking, well, we came to the managed contacts, we met with our coach, and they said that we organize our lists by tags. I want these people to be in my newsletter list. So I want to secretly and automatically add a tag to their contact record. I'm going to come down to process, grab the tag. The tag is gray, so I need to set it up. To set it up, I'm simply going to double click inside that tag. The tag builder opens up, and I'm going to call this newsletter sign up. You can name it whatever you want to name it. If the tag's already there and you start typing it in, it will appear. I'm going to create a brand new tag. I don't want to add a category. Hit save, and now it's light green with gray stripes, meaning it's ready. So anyone that fills out that form will get that newsletter tag. Newsletter sign up tag. I forgot what the tag was. Double click the tag and it will show you newsletter sign up. That's the tag I created. If you want more than one tag, I can put in another tag. This is going to go to my website, so website opt-in. No category. Now 2 tags are going to be applied. What are the tags? Double click, Infusionsoft will show you. If you click the X button, it will not take the tag out of your Infusionsoft app. It will just take the tag that it was going to put on this contact record. Now what do I want to happen? Well, when they fill out the form, I want them to secretly be tagged so I can see who they are, but I also want to send them an email right off the bat because I promised them that. Awesome. We're going to come to communications. Awesome thinking, guys. I'm going to grab email, drop it onto my canvas. The arrow automatically appears, but if for some reason the arrow doesn't appear, remember, icon to the left, grab the arrow, smoosh it inside. To delete it, just hit the delete button when those 2 blue boxes appear. So far, so good. Green, green, gray, which means it's not done yet. I'm going to grab that email again so you can see the blue box that appears. Blue box says rename. I'm going to call this welcome. These are green. This is gray, which means it's not ready. To make it ready, I'm just going to put my cursor in the middle of that email and double click. When I do, it's going to bring me into our gallery, and I can start from scratch and create an email right from here. But I already made a template yesterday. Can I just use that template? Yep. Come to my templates. See if I can make this faster. There we go. Here's the template I want to use. I can come in and change whatever I want to change in here. So I want to call this welcome. So I'm going to get rid of those images. And I'm going to call this welcome. Come to the right-hand corner, set it to ready, go back to sequence, and now my envelope is green. Now what do I want to do? Well, I want to wait a couple days and send them some more information because right now they're a hot lead. They're really excited and interested in what I'm doing. So I'm going to come to my timers, going to grab a timer. Timer's gray. What does that mean? It means double click and let's configure that timer. How many days do I want to wait before I send them another email? They're a pretty hot lead. I may want to send it in 2 days. Set it up for 2 days. Hit save. Now I want to send another email. I'm going to wait 2 days and I want to send another email. I can either come over to communications and grab an email from my gallery, or I can just copy the one that I've already created that already has the correct branding, the correct banner, etc. Right click, make a duplicate, move it over, connect it by grabbing the icon before, and now I need to double click on the title and I'm going to call this Offer 1. I want to give them a great offer. Double click the email, put in my great offer with maybe a buy now button, set it ready, back to sequence. Now I want to wait a couple days and send them another offer. If they didn't take the first one, I want them to take the second one. So I'm going to grab my delay timer, double click. This time I'm going to wait 3 days. That's good. Hit save. Right click the email before and make a duplicate. Connect them together. Double click and I'm going to call this one Offer 2. So I'm just changing the name of it. Double click my email and make sure that I set it ready. Go back to my sequence. So we have 2 tags getting applied, a welcome email, wait 2 days, offer 1, wait 3 days, offer 2, and then I'm going to give them one more chance. So I'm going to put another timer. I'm just going to put this one underneath, but I could put it right to the right. I'm going to put it underneath, double click. This time I'm going to wait 5 days because I don't want to be too in your face and obnoxious. Hit save and give them a third offer. Connect. Final offer 3. Double click my email, set it ready. Of course, I'm going to go in and edit it, go back. I'm going to add another timer, and I'm going to add another email, and I'm not going to set those ready yet because I want to show you what happens if we have stuff in the campaign, we decide to publish it, and we don't have things ready. It's okay. I have 2 days, 3 days, and 5 days before they're even going to get this third email. So if they're going to get this one in 2 weeks, I can wait a week before even republishing and getting this email ready. No worries. So my sequence is ready. Awesome. I do have to come up to the draft button and tell Infusionsoft that the sequence is ready. Go back to my campaign. Awesome. I have newsletter sign up green. I have welcome and more green. And if I'm going to use Infusionsoft's e-commerce and I already have it set up, I can come here and grab another goal, connect it, and I can have this part ready too. Now for example, because I'm showing this to you in a webinar, I want to show you how this would work. So I'm going to go ahead and double click my shopping cart and say it's any purchase and make believe that I have my e-commerce already set up. If they purchase, I may have them go into a new customer sequence. Goal, sequence, goal, sequence. Now, I have a couple days before they get here, so I'm going to go ahead and publish this just to show you what happens. And when I hit publish, Infusionsoft will put on little binoculars and check out that campaign. When it checks out the campaign, it will let you know if there's any issues. The first one is 3 elements are marked as not ready. We know that. The timer's not ready, there's an email not ready, and there's a sequence not ready. But we already know that. That's okay. Here's the most important part. The very last checkbox, campaign passes functional inspection. That means that everything that you have set up right now is going to work. That's awesome. For some reason, my headset is making a noise. I hope that you guys aren't hearing that. So I'm going to go ahead and hit publish, and I'm going to publish that campaign. You don't have to be scared because nothing's going to happen. This is just like starting the engine, but we didn't put it in drive yet. We don't have any contacts in it. Nobody filled out our form. Our form isn't even on our website yet. So to publish a campaign does not automatically put it on your website. You have to physically take that code and put it on your website. If you're going to run a Facebook ad, you have to physically take that URL and put it in your ad. So you don't have to be scared to publish. All it's going to do is give you a different visual. It's going to put you in reporting mode. If you want to learn more about the reporting mode, you can go to our Help Center and type in Campaign Reporting Mode. But we want to test out this campaign. So I'm going to come to Edit, back to Edit, and you'll see that our canvas changed a little bit. Now everything's dark emerald green. And that means the campaign is ready to use. It's ready to launch it and put contacts in it. There's a couple ways to test it out. I'm going to double click the form. I can either come up to the black toolbar and hit test, or I can come to the code and go to the hosted version, and that's what I'm going to do. Use hosted version. And what it will do is it will open up that form for me to fill out. And that's how the form would look if I had it on a Facebook ad or if I used the hosted version in an email. So I'm going to fill it out. I'm going to put my name in as Judith. My last name is Miller. I'm going to put a whole bunch of R's, and I'm going to put a whole bunch of H's right here so you can see how it really does take that and put that in your contact record and on the thank you page. My email address is HeyJudeMiller. Get it now. Oh, there's our thank you page, and look at all the H's on Judith. That's because that's how I filled out the form, so I know it worked. Awesome. Click here to continue browsing. Should take me to Infusionsoft.com because that's what I set it up for. Now let's get out of the campaign builder and let's go search for Judith Miller. There she is. I'm going to click on her contact record. When I click on her contact record, she should have a tag. So here's the Judith with all the H's. Here's the Miller with all the R's. And I should have the tag newsletter opt-in. And also website. Newsletter sign-up tag, put on the 10th of August. Awesome. Website opt-in, 10th of August. Awesome. Infusionsoft already recognizes me because I've already opted in many times, but I got the tag newsletter sign up and I got the tag website opt-in because those are the tags that I put in that campaign. If I scroll down a little further and I click on the campaign tab, we can see recent campaign history. At 10:38, I filled out the sign up newsletter form. Isn't that awesome? We know it worked. At 10:38, Infusionsoft applied 2 tags secretly to my contact record. And on 10:38, it sent me a welcome email. Isn't that great? What we created today and published and tested out already worked. If I come down to upcoming campaign items, I'm going to get offer 1 on the 14th, offer 2 on the 17th, and offer 3 on the 22nd. Uh-oh, there's a problem there. Hey, Judy, if they click on offer 1 and buy the product in offer 1, I don't want them to get offer 2, and I certainly don't want them to get offer 3. That would be terrible. because I'm giving a better deal each time. What am I going to do? Let me show you how you're protected with Infusionsoft. I'm going to go back to the campaign. You'll see there's one active person in there, and if I click on there, you'll see that it's Judith with all those H's. So we know that that worked. Go into my newsletter sign up. Let me make this a little bigger. If you notice, inside that sequence, there's a little blue flag. If you click on that flag, this box will automatically pop up. And that box says, hey, Infusionsoft, if they reach the next goal in this campaign, please, please, please stop this sequence and move them on to the next phase of the campaign. Another way to say it, hey, Infusionsoft, if they take the offer in offer number 1, please take them out of this sequence and move them further on down the funnel. Move them to the deliver and wow part of the funnel. Don't send them offer number 2, and don't send them offer number 3. It's automatically built in. Stop immediately. Let me move this down. Double click that flag again, and you can see that there's another button that says run until completed. Well, Judy, why would I ever want to do run until completed? Let me give you an example. I own a yoga studio. I'm giving out 2 options. They can either get a free pass by clicking on a link, or they can buy a 1-month trial. But I promised them a 5-part series on the 5 basic poses, and I promised them that. So even if they click on the link and get the free pass or buy the month subscription, the month membership, it's great, but I still promised them that 5-part series. So Infusionsoft, please run that whole sequence until it's completed. For the most part, it's stop immediately. If they get here and purchase the product, please stop this sequence. So let me show you how it goes and get out my highlighter. They fill out this form, they get 2 tags. Awesome. They get 2 tags. They get the welcome email, and then they're going to get offer number 1. If they click on offer number 1 and actually purchase, it's going to take them out of this sequence and move them further on down the funnel. But if they don't click on offer number 1, they don't take the offer, Infusionsoft is going to wait a couple days, and it's going to send them offer number 2. If they purchase an offer number 2, it's going to take them out of this sequence and move them further on down the funnel. If they don't take offer number 2, they'll get offer email number 3. And if they purchase on email number 3, Infusionsoft will take them out of this sequence and move them further on down the funnel. Automatically, because that little flag right there tells Infusionsoft, hey, Infusionsoft, if they reach the next goal, stop them in this sequence and move them further on down the funnel. You're automatically protected. Infusionsoft will automatically do that for you. Some of you may be thinking, hey, Judy, I have a question. I already have some people inside Infusionsoft. They came to an event last week, and I didn't have my campaign done yet, but they want my newsletter information. Can I just drop them into this campaign? How would I do that? Let me show you. Go to your contacts. Click the contacts that you want to add to a campaign. Make sure the campaign is published first so that they can be dropped in. Choose the people you want to drop into that campaign. Come to the Actions button, and almost to the bottom, you'll see a Start, Stop, Start, Stop, Start, Stop. We're going to click the one right in the middle, and then I call it Following the Bouncing Ball. Hey, Infusionsoft, I want you to start them in my newsletter sign-up campaign, in my Welcome and More sequence, and once you hit Process Action, Infusionsoft will grab that group of people and drop them into that campaign. Let me go back into the campaign. Let me set this one as ready. the sequence, and republish. Now we have 2 sequences. We have the welcome and more sequence, and we have the new customer sequence. Come to my contacts, choose the contacts that I want to add to the sequence or the campaign. Come to actions, the middle start stop, click it one time. Now you just follow. I want to start them in the newsletter sign up, and now 2 sequences show up. Which sequence do I want to put them in? I want to put them in the welcome and more sequence, and when I hit process action, Infusionsoft will scoop up that group of people and drop them in the campaign. Let me show you an example. This is a real campaign that was made for a real customer. It's just a goal. People fill out a form that pushes to a sequence, that pushes to a goal, pushes to a sequence, pushes to a goal, pushes to a sequence. The only difference is that if they purchase, they go into the purchase sequence, and they also get a tag, and you'll see there's a little decision diamond here. That little decision diamond will create rules for that contact. You can find more about that in our Help Center. And when you double click in the decision diamond, that's where you can set up the rules that if they have this stuff, I want them to go into this sequence. And if they have this stuff, I want them to go into this sequence. That's all this is saying right here. And the decision diamond automatically appears when one goal is connected to 2 sequences. Let me show you that again. The decision diamond automatically appears when one goal is connected to 2 different sequences. And you can learn more about that in our Help Center. I want you to remember this one thing. Your simple campaign is more important than your campaign that you never finish. Your simple one campaign is way more important than your complex none campaign. A lot of people try to build out what's on the right first without testing out what's on the left. And all that's on the right is a goal that goes to a sequence, that goes to a goal, that goes to a sequence. But you have to be confident with what's on the left first. You have to test it out and say, yep, this is going to work. This is awesome. Then you can build out what's on the right. It's like driving a stick shift car. At the beginning, you grind the clutch a little bit. You put it in reverse instead of first gear. You put it in sixth gear instead of first gear. But you keep on practicing and you keep on practicing and you feel confident, and all of a sudden you can drive any car with a stick shift, even an 18-wheeler, because you got confident. So you'll get there. You just need to practice. So my challenge to you is get into Infusionsoft and build out your simple campaign. Create and automate with the builder, publish it, and then put yourself in it. Test it, see the magic happen, and then you can add to it and start all over again. And if you have any questions, you always have our tech support, you always have our chat, and you have me at basictraining@infusionsoft.com. Hey, Judy, is this campaign going to work? I'll go in and take a look at it and say, it is going to work. You did great. Simple campaigns are very effective. I've seen people make $10,000 with 3 emails. I've seen it happen a lot of times, but you have to test it out. So check and see if you guys have any questions. The first question is, can I republish a campaign? You can. I'm going to come into newsletter sign up. I'm going to come in and I'm going to edit this and put in my first email that says deliver product. Put in a timer. Put in another email. And this email says, how'd you do? Or how's it working out for you? I set them ready. Hit publish. And I can republish at any time. Yari asked, How do I tag someone when they buy a specific product? Let me show you. If you are not using Infusionsoft's e-commerce, you would have to go in and do it manually inside the person's contact record. But if they purchase it through Infusionsoft's e-commerce, this might be product A. And this is product B. Just duplicating that sequence. Double click. I'm going to move these over. I'm going to delete that arrow, and I'm going to add a tag. I'm going to call this tag purchased product A. And then connect the rest. This one, I'm going to move these over, get rid of the arrow, add the tag, and this is purchase product B. So I had a lady that had 3 buy now buttons in her email to buy a maternity kind of a girdle when you're pregnant just to hold in your stomach, and she sold small, medium, and large. If they purchased small, they'd come product A purchased. If they purchased medium, product B purchased. And if they purchased product C, then product C would be purchased. And this would tag product A, this would tag product B, this would tag product C. Awesome? Awesome. Depending on what button they pushed. And you can always play around with move around the icons inside your campaign to make it look pretty and to make it look, all the lines look straight if you're that kind of personality that needs to do that. Just like that. Awesome. Another question is, can I copy a campaign? Absolutely. Once you have a campaign built, you can come to Actions and you can just hit Make a Copy, and Infusionsoft will make a complete replica of that. So if you have an event starting in the beginning of June and an event starting in the beginning of July, you can create that first campaign, make a copy, just go in and change the content, and have 2 campaigns just like that. It's awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So it doesn't look like there's any more questions. Thank you so much for joining me. I know this is so much information, but I'm going to be sending you the recording. Once I send you the recording, you'll go to my YouTube channel and you'll be able to watch other videos in there and watch the videos at your choice. I did tell you that I was going to show you what a hosted form looked like, so let me show you real quick. Come on, open up. I'm going to go to my basic training channel, and I made this so that you guys could have an example. So this is my basic training channel. It's on YouTube, and Infusionsoft gives you the opportunity to make a form, and YouTube gives you the opportunity to have the form on your YouTube channel. So if you look over here in the bottom right-hand corner, it says, of my banner, it says marketing ideas. It's teeny weeny weeny tiny. But if you click on that, my form is going to appear. Title, content, title, first name, email, sign up now. This is hosted by Infusionsoft. I don't have a website. Infusionsoft is holding this, and if you fill this out and hit sign me up, Infusionsoft will start sending you automated emails from Instant Marketing Ideas. So that's pretty cool. We have one more question. You probably covered this. Do they have a purchase from the email in order for you to utilize the flag? Let me read that again. You probably covered this. Do they have to purchase from the email in order for it to utilize the flag? Yes. If you want Infusionsoft to stop that sequence, you have to have a link or a product purchased goal inside that email in order for Infusionsoft to know that they bought it. If somebody's buying it from Amazon.com, Infusionsoft wouldn't know that they bought it. If they're buying it from the back of your room at an event and you don't use that buy now link, Infusionsoft wouldn't know they bought it, so that sequence wouldn't stop because they wouldn't know the next goal is reached. So the goal has to be created in Infusionsoft in order for that flag to work. That is true. Great thinking, Jody, and great question. So thank you for joining me. Thank you for being an Infusionsoft customer. If you have not been added to our Small Business Success Academy, and you'd know because you'd get a username and password, please let me know. Let me know what your app name is, and I will add you to it because that has some on-demand training on it that is simple training and also some strategies with the campaign builder. So Judy, how do I get my app name? If you sign into Infusionsoft, come up to the browser window, you'll see right after HTTPS, I have 2 letters and 3 numbers. My app name is HV202. That's my app name. If you log into Infusionsoft and get your app name, you can email it to me at basictraining@infusionsoft.com or add it to this question inside the WebEx, and I will make sure that you get added to our Small Business Success Academy. It's free. It's another free resource, and you know that I love giving you guys free stuff. So thank you for joining me. Thank you for joining me multiple times. I know a couple people have been on my campaign builder a couple times, like Roger. Hello, Roger. And some people have been on more than once this week. So thank you, Jeff. And hopefully I'll see you guys next week and see you at more of my basic training webinars. Thanks for joining me, and I'll make sure you get this recording at around lunchtime. Bye-bye.